Hello and welcome to a talk titled Humble Insomnia Support. I want to begin with some good news, and that is that insomnia can get better. Hello, my name is Dr. Bhatia and I work as a GP, which means gentle presence to me. I love my work because I help people bring out their best and they bring out the best in me too. I have worked through an organization called Humble because we're willing to learn and improve what we do. And through Humble, I work and support a number of other organizations and I feel blessed to work with this great team of health professionals. Our website is called humblesleep.com. So if you want to get in touch with us, go there and we would be delighted to help you bring out your best. So we're talking about sleep and insomnia. So specifically, I'm wondering, how are you sleeping? Just checking in. Are you feeling super? Full of bounce and revitalized? Or perhaps sleepy? Maybe the quality of your sleep or duration is not so good. Or maybe you struggle at night time. And that's what we're focusing on, insomnia, struggling at night. And the sense is like, I shouldn't be awake at night. And the struggle could be to get to sleep or get back to sleep, or perhaps to feel calm at night. Or maybe even you're struggling to actually feel refreshed on waking. And what I hear when I talk with people is they say, I want to sleep, but I can't. Or that I feel tired, but my brain is wired. And they can feel anxious or alert, like their brain won't stop. Now, if this is how you feel, there's really good news. And the first bit is I just want to share that it's totally natural to wake at night. We're designed to do it. It's evolutionary. It's how we've checked there are no tigers about. But the problem is if you can't get back to sleep again. And modern life has many challenges that mean that we perceive tigers that aren't really there. And so the good news is I'm hoping we can help. Now, why does insomnia happen? Because I'm a doctor and I'm a bit of a scientist and a bit of a geek, I try and understand the science, but make it simple so that you can understand. Now, the challenge is something triggers in your brain to switch on the on switch. And on is an acronym for two chemicals, and they are orexin and noradrenaline. You've probably heard of adrenaline, it gets your blood pumped. And orexin is like the light switch in the brain. And when those two switch on at the wrong time, then your brain wakes up and runs really fast. So your brain wakes up because of part of your brain called the reticular formation. And that triggers the emotional center, the amygdala, to generate a sense of anxiety, which in turn triggers more of your brain to switch on, which triggers rumination and then catastrophizing. And that combination goes into a vicious cycle that sets off these alarm bells. And that's what stops you from getting back to sleep again. And the problem is, the harder you try, the more you switch on your brain. And that's why sleep hygiene alone rarely works for people with insomnia. You need a bit of extra support using some body and behavioral techniques too. And the good news is, if you can change these habits, you can break the cycle. And that's what we specialize in: sleep and behavior design and habit change. We make it easier for you to do those changes. And here are some stats. Insomnia is really common. We know at least 10% pre-COVID people were struggling with insomnia. We also know that it can have big implications for us, impacting on our mental health and our performance. But there's some good news in that too. It's not life-shortening. So interestingly, though you're awake at night, it doesn't actually dramatically impact on your health like other people who have other sleep issues. And interestingly, people who have insomnia are often sleeping better than they realize, but it's helpful to address that anxiety and those performance issues because it has big costs, not only for your health, mental health, but for your wealth too. it leads to problems to do with sort of showing up but not being alert, and then making mistakes, having arguments, accidents, and then this can impact on our societal health. So we know it costs, UK, the equivalent of the education budget, but for each individual, there's some stats that says it costs a person maybe about £1,000 a year in terms of the mistakes and the errors and the problems that they get into. And so it makes sense to invest in addressing insomnia. And the problem is that there are some challenges. We know that the NHS resources are swamped, so it's hard to get services and support there. But there are some free apps that your GP can sign yourself post you to, and we can as well. For example, there's something called Sleepful that you can have a go at. And it's very effective for some people, but some people like that personal touch. But the problem is that they're so tired that it's hard to make those changes. They haven't got that extra space and redundancy. The other challenge is it can feel like you're opening a can of worms when you're touching into some of those emotional and those physical aspects. There's also that it is hard to change our habits. Sometimes we struggle with motivation or just following through, and then we get disappointed and don't want to do it. Or maybe it's that we feel trapped. Do you remember I said the harder we try, the tighter the noose can feel? And that's why a little bit of extra help helps. So we offer simple, effective and empowering support, and we love to help because you bring out the best in us too. We simplify our strategies into 6 really simple steps, and they are to set up success, to help you control the stimulus that generates you waking up at night, and then improve your sleep efficiency by starting really simple. So when you're in bed, you're really asleep, and then slowly extend the amount of good quality sleep you can get. Also teaching soothing strategies that go beyond sleep, that can help you manage and improve your performance in the rest of the day and help you restructure the way you think. And then because we're in empowerment, we like to set you 3 so that you've got strategies and support to keep you going just if you hit some bumps in the future. And we'd like you to know that life is about living, not just sleeping. And so we're going to help you with tools to help you have a wonderful life. We also, some people struggle to kind of with insomnia and sometimes see the traditional CBTI that I've spoken about before, the cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia that NICE and the health service recommends isn't quite enough for some people. We know it's effective for about 85% of the people. So that's why we offer further skills and support with things to do like calm courses and other strategies that we find our team of doctors can really make a big difference. And is it effective? You're probably asking. Well, these are some of our stats. We know traditional CBTI is about 85% effective. And so we offer that kind of support, but it just so happens that we know 95% of the people who do engage with us have said they're really happy with what we've done for them. And though it can take a little bit of extra time, we like to try and see you through. So in terms of empowering, these are some of the comments that we hear. And so if you feel this is for you, we'd love to hear from you. You can start today by going to humblesleep.com and actually download some free insomnia resources, and so that you're set off in the right track. Also, do talk with your GP if you're not too sure about what we're offering. Certainly do that as a port of call as well. And if you'd like some personalized support, we'd love to hear from you. So do get in touch. And with that, I wish you a wonderful life and say goodbye for now. Cheerio.